Rule number 41. Words that signify separation take the ablative case. Welcome to the first of, about 20 videos on the ablative case. It's complicated, but I hope that I can make things simpler, even if the ablative accounts for over 20% of these basic rules videos. In short, the ablative case is an umbrella case for three big functions. The first shows separation, and I'll touch upon this in this video. The next shows instrument, and the last shows location. And when you first learn about the ablative case, you often learn the different prepositions that we use to translate them into English: from, by, with, in, on, and at. These prepositions illustrate the three main functions of the ablative case. When you're reading Latin, keep these big ideas in mind. You often don't need to worry too much about the specific use if you're reading at speed or for comprehension. I tell my students to go with what sounds best. If from makes sense, then go with it. If in or at, then sure, or maybe a with sounds right. Let your instincts help you comprehend the ablative. But as I go through these different uses of the ablative in rules 41 to, about 60, I'll do my best to help explain how each belongs to its bigger function, so you can hopefully understand that we're dealing with only three different categories rather than, say, 20. That said, it is important to know the different things that the ablative is used for. And so let's talk about the separative ablative. In fact, this is the original use of the ablative. We see it in the name ablative itself. It's from the fourth principal part of the verb aufero, which means to take away. The two other functions of the Latin ablative were originally separate cases. The location comes from the locative case, and there used to be an instrumental case. Latin kept the locative for just a few words, but the instrumental was completely absorbed into the ablative. Some languages, like Russian, have kept the instrumental, but others, like Greek, replaced it with the dative, or simply with the preposition. There are several different sub-uses of the separative ablative, and I'll cover these in rules 41 to 45. This video is about the basic ablative of separation. There are two parts of this video. The first covers verbs meaning to remove, set free, be absent, deprive, and lack. These sorts of verbs often take an ablative of separation, with or without a preposition like ab or ex. So, liberamur mortis metu, we are freed from the fear of death. Our ablative metu shows what we are being separated from. Donis privatus sum, I was deprived of my gifts. The donis follows after the privatus sum, and while we can assume a from to translate our ablative, of really works better in English here. Canis solutus catena, the dog released from his chain. This one has a preposition, navem a litora solverunt. They freed the ship from the shore, or they set sail, less literally. Sometimes we see a verb like this that appears to take the ablative as its object, or at least that's how it's understood in English. This is commonly the case with kareo and egeo, both of which mean something like to lack. So sapientia caret, he lacks wisdom, is probably more literally, he is free from wisdom. And then there's bibliothekis graekis egebemus. We will be in need of, or lack, our Greek books. The second part of this rule involves verbs that are prefixed with the prepositions ab, de, or ex, all of which have a meaning of from. So in the Aeneid, we learn that the reasons for Juno's anger have not yet fallen from her mind. Causae irarum exciderant animo. In short, we can transfer our understanding of the ex from the verb to the ablative. Caelo de mittitis imbrem. You send down rain from the sky, and we transfer the meaning of de from the verb to the ablative caelo. To leave from office would be abire magistratu. The general rule is that when the verb is used in a figurative or metaphorical sense, we omit the preposition. But the literal use of the verb expects repeating the preposition. So to leave from office is a figurative use of abire. So we don't need the preposition. But to leave from the province, let's say, is a literal use of the verb. So we repeat the preposition. abire a provincia. But this isn't a hard and fast concept, and poetry throws out all sorts of rules. Also, a part of this rule are adjectives that illustrate freedom or lack. They also take the ablative. A city naked of defense is urbs nuda praesidio, and free from military service is immunis militia. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that sometimes the genitive case is used instead of the ablative with some words. So Ovid describes a cow as immunis curvi aratri, free, well, from is the only thing that makes sense here, free from the curved plow. And there's also a dative of separation, rule number 31. Typically, the dative is used to show action happening to a person to their disadvantage. So we use the dative in this sentence, fur annulum tibi obstulit. The thief stole a ring from you. Check out rule number 31 for more on this. And so I am now releasing you from rule number 41. Words that signify separation take the ablative case.